Welcome, guys. Boost Up English Live. This is the number one place to learn how to listen, how to hear English like a native speaker. We break down exactly what parts of sounds, what characteristics of sounds native speakers listen to so that you can start training and tuning your ear to do the same. Because as we talk about over and over and over again, native speakers do not listen to the letters that are written on the page. We listen to a specific set of characteristics, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So, today we got a good show. We're going to cover vowel sound, an important vowel sound, really common, one of the most common vowel sounds, and one of the best places to get you started with your vowel sound fine tuning. Make sure as you come in, hit the chat, or hit the like button, sorry, on the chat. Helps the algorithm push out the live to other people so they can learn here with you as well. So, just gonna get things set up here real quick. Today we're gonna talk about the ah as in father vowel. It's also one of the most common vowels. Words like stop, colleague, problem, job, stuff you guys say all the time. My name Josh. So this is going to be an important lesson for you. So why don't we jump into it here? And you can see here, Oz and father. This is the IPA here. Gonna highlight it. Okay, there you go. That's the IPA. It's just like basically, this one's easy to remember. I mean, you don't have to memorize these sounds, but this one's easy to remember because just of how it looks. I mean, you can easily see that it's just an A there, a little A. All right, so to master this vowel or any other vowel, we already know what we need to do first. Hopefully, you guys know too. You guys have been watching my videos, you've been watching my lives. You know that the first thing we have to do is start with the energy coming from the body. Bringing the energy up from the diaphragm, letting the air come up, then starting the voice and emphasizing putting a heavy emphasis on musicality and melody in transmitting the information here. Remember, everyone thinks that their voice comes from their mouth. Your mouth is not creating your voice. Your mouth is changing the shape of your voice in American English. And so with this specific vowel, what we need to do is we need to create space. This vowel is characterized by space in the mouth where the sound exits from your body. So one of the biggest things I see students doing when they're trying to pronounce this vowel is this vowel is usually written with the letter O, and as soon as their eyes see the letter O, they go like this, oh, 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 oh. Well, I'm here to tell you that sound does not exist in English. So if you're ever saying oh, 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 there's a good chance you'll be understood, but it will be harder to understand. You will sound different. People will get distracted, and you're basically just taking a sound from your native language and stuffing it into English, making English use it. Yeah, get in there, you guys. Listen to my language as I use it in the English format or order of sounds, right? So, I mean, it's good if you guys want to listen to non-native speakers and learn how to speak their language, and you hear them going oh, 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 oh. And that's good. But if you want to sound clear and natural in American English, it's not good. So let's get into it. Remember, guys, the link for this webpage is in the description. If you guys want to click it and follow along, you can follow along, obviously, here with me on the screen. And you guys can come back and watch this video later. It's a couple years old now. Probably has bad sound, but it shows you what to do. So what I explain here in this video is that when I start my voice, just like for any other sound or any other vowel, I have to bring my voice up through what we call pathway of the voice, which means controlling my breath from the diaphragm, bringing it up, and starting my musical singing voice, creating resonance and vibration here, and then starting the shape. So I've already started my voice is already active, and then I slide into the shape. So when I'm doing this, this is what it looks like without even any sound. This is what it looks like. Look at this. Okay? What do you see? My mouth is opening. Okay? How am I opening my mouth? This is the important part. I'm not opening my mouth from the front. I'm not going like this. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent with students, right? Showing them this sound, and time after time again, they open their mouth like this. Okay, that is not how to do mouth movement from American English. Okay, what do you notice? In my version, the correct version, look at this. What do you see about the lips? The lips are relaxed and they're on top of the teeth, right? Right? It looks like I'm biting an apple. Right? You can see just a little bit of white space here, here. Sometimes a little more or less. There's a tiny bit right there. Right? What I guarantee the first thing you guys are going to do, you're going to go. Right? And you're going to wrap your teeth or your lips over your teeth. And look at how small you're creating this exit. Right? That's not what you need to do. You do not use the front part of your mouth to create openness. So how do we do it? We use the back jaw hinge, where the top and bottom jaw come together. This is where all mouth movement needs to come from. There's no exceptions. This is the only way that we create mouth movement in space for vowel sounds. Right? It makes total sense if you're moving your mouth here going, it's still closed, it's still shut down. But look, this is where your voice is coming out. So when you create space back here, it creates all this space, all this room to amplify the sound. Okay? So before you even worry about what it sounds like, you should probably just get used to you moving your mouth a little bit. Right? You're probably going to have to relax all this stuff and do some experimentation, because your mouth movement isn't automatically going to just start happening like an American's mouth movement just because I said so. Right? So you got to get in there. Maybe do, some playing around, some stretching, right? Experimentation, what you can't do, right? And focus on this part. Look at this part of my jaw. Whenever you guys see me doing examples, or if I'm creating a homework video for you, what you guys notice, I'm never staring straight at the camera. I'm never going like this when I'm reading. You always see this. You always see the side profile, because I want you guys to watch how my mouth movement is happening back here. You see how much movement? That's where the mouth movement is happening. Do not do this. Do not use your lips in front of your mouth. So just get used to it. Go ahead. Whoever's watching right now, get used to it. Try to do this. Not this. Right? Just like biting an apple. Right? A little bit of white space, a little bit of white space. Okay? The next thing is that my tongue is going to be down and relaxed. Okay? Just super soft. My tongue's not going to be hard. It's not going to be hanging out in the middle of my mouth. Anything like that. It's just, see, it's down resting with the jaw. Like that. Okay? The final piece to the mouth movement is that we're already creating a lot of space here with this mouth movement, this jaw movement. And we're going to create just a little bit more just by softly pushing the back of the tongue down. Softly. I can't emphasize that enough. Softly. So all of this mouth movement I just talked about is secondary. This is the second step. Remember, the first step is bringing the energy of your voice up, starting the musicality, starting that stream of energy flowing forward so that you can change the shape by changing the position of these articulators. Do not try to organize your mouth movement first. If I see any time I see a student setting up their mouth movement first and then trying to speak, I already know it's a failure. I don't even need to listen to you to know that it doesn't sound like a native speaker, and it probably sounds weird. Why? Because you're putting all this tension here and it's not relaxed. All the mouth movement has to be relaxed. All we're doing is changing the shape softly. There's no perfect mouth movements. All right, so now the next step is to tune your ear for the way that it sounds. So what you should be doing is you shouldn't be trying to figure out how my mouth is creating the sound. You should be trying to figure out how my mouth is changing the sound. This is where the information is coming from. I'm just creating space here to make the information bigger. So listen, watch this. Ah, 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 ah. What do you notice? You hear my voice starting before you see me opening up the mouth. Ah, or at the same time, right? I'm not going ah, ah. Because did you hear the difference when I did that? Ah. All the sound was trapped in my mouth. There was none of this vibration and resonance, this connection, right? Listen, ah, or ah, ah. And that's the only thing that makes the American sound. That's what makes the American listener pay attention. So you're going to need to spend some time on this, right? Obviously in this class, I'm not going to spend hours and days, right, helping you tune your ear and get used to doing the voice and then the mouth movement at the same time. But you don't just learn a sound or learn a skill in pronunciation and start doing it. I know most of you are used to doing that in your regular lives. You learn something, you start doing it right away. Pronunciation training doesn't work like that. So I usually recommend people just spend at least a day just listening. Ah, ah, ah. Listen to how much openness here we hear from this energy coming out. Ah, ah, right? And listen how it sounds different than ah, ah. This is what non-native speakers have such a hard time really absorbing this concept and putting enough importance on it. The amount of space for our ears sends this signal and lets us know what we're doing, what's happening, what the person's saying. Because I bet most of you guys are probably practicing this right now, and you're probably going, oh, 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 oh. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm going like this, ah, ah. So a couple things. First, when you're practicing vowel perfection or even rhythm, just not when you're practicing anything, if you're not staring at your mouth and comparing it to whoever the example is, then your practice is not effective. I can't tell you how many times I get students in the class and I'm like, all right, imitate this. Ah. And then they start looking over here, over there. And they're going, oh, 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 oh. And I'm like, well, why are you looking over there? What? Do you have a monitor up there where you can see yourself? Listen, the answer is right here. The answer is right here on your screen. So if you're practicing pronunciation and you're staring at something else, your practice is ineffective. And guess what? It's the easiest thing you can do. You don't need to be a pronunciation coach. You don't need to be a native speaker to look at your mouth and look at the example and say, does this look almost exactly the same, kind of the same, or very different? If it's not almost exactly the same, then it probably doesn't sound almost exactly the same either, right? That's an easy assumption to make. All right, so I think there was two things I wanted to bring up, but I went on a rant. But you have to pay attention to what's happening to your mouth. Like so many people come to me and they ask me to teach me American pronunciation, and they like want feedback from me. You know, they send me videos, they get me in the class, they get in a class with me, and they're like, okay, can you analyze my pronunciation? And I'm like, all right, so this is what you have to do. And then they go practice and they totally ignore the mouth movement. It's very frustrating as a teacher, actually. It's very frustrating when you know, you're just like, all right, look what's happening. Like I haven't even started using my pronunciation teacher skills yet. I'm just showing you that the mouth movement looks very different. So space, you have to hear the difference in space. This is what I was going to say. Because every vowel has two versions. We talked about this in some of the previous lives when we talked about rhythm. Listen again. Every vowel has two versions. Two. There's a big version, the stressed version, and there's a small version, the unstressed version. So if you're imitating this, which is stressed, right? It's got more volume, more length, more pitch, and more space, And yours looks like this, It's maybe half. Then you're sending the message as if it was unstressed, right? You can't make a stressed vowel sound super small, right? So if the stressed version is and you're going it definitely sounds smaller. Even if the tongue and everything else is perfectly positioned, if it's smaller, you're at the very best sending a mixed signal. That maybe you have some pitch and some length, but then it's small and you're sending some stress quality, some unstressed quality. So I can't emphasize enough. You have to become very good at analyzing your mouth movement, comparing it to the example, right? The amount of space, what the mouth looks like, what the lips look like, all of those things. Okay, so again, our sound that we're working on here today is ah. Ah. It's this energy resonance that gets opened up by more space. Ah. But the listener's not listening here. Ah. The listener is listening to this. Ah. And that's the case for every single vowel. All right, so if you have questions before we move into some examples, drop them in the chat right now. If you're practicing right now as well, I recommend go grab a tool, a mirror, another device, something where you'll be able to look and see what's happening with your mouth movement as you're repeating or shadowing me. All right, so let's check it out. Some examples. All right. I should add the amount of mouth movement that I'm creating is generally about 2 fingers, right? Because everyone's mouth is, our bodies are different sizes and things like that. But if you look at me, look at that's about 2 fingers of space. But it's not here, it's from back here. Like that. So let's go over the examples. Could make this bigger. Okay, so these are really important, common, high frequency words that you guys use all the time. And you can see sometimes, they have different spelling. So that's why you have to use your ears. Your eyes will not be able to decode the spelling just by looking at the word. So look at the words. You guys see those words? There's no surprises. There's no tricks. These are all words, you guys. If you're listening to this live, I guarantee you already know all these words. So now what you're going to do is you're going to repeat after me. But you're going to do it and you're going to stop staring at the words. It's over. That part's over. There's nothing more information to get from that. What you need to do is focus on listening like a pro. So what does that mean? Listening to how I bring my musicality up, creating this melody, this resonance, and I'm creating space, and you should be staring at your mouth movement and comparing it to mine. All right, so let's do it. Here we go. Father. Father. Look at the jaw drop back here. You can see the muscles. Moving back there, because that's where I'm controlling everything. I'm not saying father. Father from the front. Father. I'm saying father. And that's why it looks smooth and natural, because if you make mouth movement from the front, father, it does not look or sound natural, right? But back here, father, smooth, natural, and cool. Next one. Remember, start the voice first, start the musicality, put all the attention on the vibration, the up and down of the pitch. Watch this. problem, problem. What are you listening to? You should be listening right here. The energy moving forward and then opening up. Problem. Next one. Most of you guys pronounce this the wrong way. Most of you guys emphasize the wrong syllable, say colleague, but this is colleague. Colleague. You hear how these are all, it's all the same sound in these stressed vowels. Look at this. Technology. Technology. Listen to the path of the energy here. Technology. Listen how when I get into that stressed vowel, you can hear my musicality increase by 2 or 3%, or 2 or 300%, 2 or 3 times, 2 or 300%, right? Look, technology. You hear that increase? Technology, technology. It's musical the whole time, but it gets really musical in the stressed vowel. Try it. Technology. Did your mouth movement look almost like mine? Try it again. Technology. I'm not saying technology. Technology. That's what most of you guys are going to do. Most of you are going to go technology. No. And you see how my mouth is moving horizontal? No. Right? It's nah. This no does not exist in English or American English. I mean, some type of English, but not American English, maybe. All right, look at the next one. Policy. I bet that some of you right now are going policy, and putting all this perfection into the P. The P is not playing a major role. No consonant is playing a major role. It's about the openness of the vowel and the vibration. Look, listen to the difference. Policy, or policy. Policy. Listen to the vibration. Listen to it going through. Policy. Like that. Next one. Compare your mouth movement to mine. Watch the mouth movement back here. Process. You hear my musicality go up with a pitch? Process. Possible. Listen to the vibration here. Possible. You hear the schwa? That moment of neutralness? Listen. Possible. Subul. Not sabal. It's possible. Vibration. That's what's creating the sounds. That's where the information comes from. Next one. College. You better be repeating after me. Don't just stare at me. If you want to change your accent, your habits, you gotta practice it. Not just hear it. Look. College. Look, my mouth movement looks basically exactly the same time in each one of these words for the vowel. Look, project. Product. Okay, this one, next one, I can imagine how most of you pronounce this. Most of you probably say now. It's the same as every word we just pronounced before. It's knowledge. You hear the vibration? I'm not saying knowledge. Like most of you probably are. I'm not saying knowledge. Putting like let's put it, hey, even better. You're probably putting emphasis on NL and saying ch, right? Knowledge. Knowledge is how most you guys say it actually. Knowledge. There's nothing about that transmits anything clear to American listener. It's all down here. Knowledge. Right? I didn't say now. I said knowledge. Next one, quality. Listen to the last part. Quality. Listen how much contrast there is. So big, quality. And it's all happening inside the body. The L is soft. It's just continue that vibration, create the flap T. Quality. Economy. Economy. Next one's fun. Most of you go con. You say con, and then you say Ferenc. Conference. Not in my class. I'll make you repeat it. Listen. Don't stare at the letters. Listen how I say it. Conference. Friends. We already talked about in the past live why I'm not pronouncing the vowel in that final syllable. That's a syllabic N. It's unstressed, finishes with N. Vowel sound disappears. Next one, watch this. Response. I'm not saying re. Most of you guys are going to go response, or response. Listen to this. I'm using the schwa. Response. Popular. Politics. Got the same mouth movement every single time. Look. Concept. Conflict. Option. Object. Right? This is for the noun. The verb has a different rhythm pattern. This is the noun. Object. Positive. Modern. Common. Right? Not common. Again, same thing. It's unstressed there, and it finishes with the N, so it's a syllabic consonant, no vowel. Look at common, min, just this vibration here. And stock. So, there you are. Some examples that you can start practicing tuning your ear for right away. And then the next step is to hear the sound, right? You're not going to memorize the vowel for every single word. There's a lot of them. It will take you years. You got to hear how that sound turns into because it gets big and open. That's how you'll start to listen to the language and start to pick it up in a way that you can start to repeat it and imitate it the same way. But you can't be focused on staring at the letters. You can't be focused on reading the words in your mouth or your head. All right. Questions about this before we move on? Any words that you want me to pronounce with father vowels? All right. Let me know in the chat where you guys are watching from, or if you're watching the replay, what country are you watching from? All right. If you guys want me to analyze your pronunciation in one of these live videos, scan that QR code right there. You can upload a video and I will go over it in one of these live classes or live lessons or the live show. If you want more private, personalized feedback, book the quick accent check. It's a 15-minute call live with me. I'll listen to you. You guys will be really surprised how much I can pick out just by listening to you for a couple minutes. And I'll let you know exactly what you should focus on or what your top priority should be to move towards your goal. So 15-minute quick accent check if you want to jump in one-on-one with me and get some personalized feedback. But if you want to be part of the show, scan that QR code. All right, we'll look at more examples here, comparing vowels later. We're still going to do a class on placement, so that's when we'll cover this butter vowel. We'll talk about placement. I don't know. Do it probably sometime next month. I talk about placement every class, every live, every video. I talk about placement. Sure, I can put it all together in one lesson. I mean, I do that. It's fine, but you guys know more just by watching my videos and following me. You guys know more about placement than you think. All right, if you want more materials, more practice, I recommend going to Rachel's English. It is the best self-paced learning community available online. It's the biggest and the best. There's thousands of students in the community right now practicing their American pronunciation. They're submitting videos. They're learning from each other's videos. They're getting feedback from teachers like myself and other experts, other teachers with lots of experience, right? So there's also tons of material. What does it say? 25 courses, 600, over 600 videos, over 40,000 audio files. So if you want more of this ah sound, you can go there and you can get hundreds and maybe if not 1,000 of those to keep on listening to over and over and over. And if you use my coupon code Josh10, you will get 10% off for life. So that's it. Next up, we're going to do some phrase chunks. I see a question here in the chat. Hello, teacher. Can we please... Well, shout out to Chase Johnson Jr. Johnson Jr. That is a American sounding name. Hello, teacher. Can we please have a video on the R sound in American English? That would be much appreciated. I am 27 and still have a hard time articulating it. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we'll definitely do a class on the R. Probably soon, because I mean, R is one that you really want to connect with placement. The R sound is one that really can show you where your placement is and show you how to hear placement. I wonder what your native language is for you to identify the R sound as one of your main struggles. So that's it. If you guys got other requests, throw them in the chat, comment in the replay. And if there's words you want me to break down, put them in the chat. So next up, we got phrase chunks. Phrase chunks. I think this is the most important part of the whole live show, the whole live class. This is the part that's going to get your English to the next level. This is how you should be learning English. As someone who has been learning another language, Spanish, for over 10 years, this is the only way that I have seen actual progress and results. It never made a difference for my level of Spanish if I knew the rules and the names for the grammar tenses. It never made a difference. The only thing that made a difference was I found a phrase or something I wanted to say. I learned how to say it in a way that sounded clear and natural, was easy to understand. I can't tell you how much this has helped my conversations, right? I'm running around here in Colombia doing whatever I got to do, going to the store, going to the bank, going to get my visas taken care of, whatever it is, just small talk with somebody. And I obviously know a lot of words, but if I don't say those words in a way that sounds really familiar to the listener, the conversation's dead. The conversation's dead. They have to use all this processing power. Even if I'm saying it correctly, if I'm not saying it the way they expect, they don't want to keep talking to me. Unless they're really, really interested in talking to some foreigner, which, now in 2026, I think there's plenty of foreigners in Colombia. So I don't think that that's a novelty anymore. It used to be. So the idea is that you take chunks of phrases that you know you're going to say every time or almost every time you speak English, learn how to pronounce those in a very clear and natural way, and then you can combine different nouns or verbs or whatever else it is inside of that. And even if you don't pronounce those other parts perfectly, you still have the listener's attention. They still have the context. They still have the idea. They know what you're talking about, and then it's not so big of a challenge for them to just adapt a little bit to the other details to keep following along. So today we're going to talk about was going to. So how do you guys normally pronounce this phrase? Based on my experience, this is how you guys pronounce it. Was going to. Was going to. was going to. And that's hard to understand. Maybe you guys understand each other. That's the feedback I get. I guess it happens to me too. If I hear an American person speaking Spanish with a really strong American accent, I can understand them. But for the native speaker, it's really hard to understand. So what do we have to do first to figure out how we want to pronounce this? We've got to figure out what parts are the most important. What do I mean by that? What are the content? What are the function words? So here, I mean, none of these are really important, but if we're going to pick one that is kind of important, it's this, going. This one has a little bit of stress, going. Was and to have no stress. And in fact, we're going to turn these into reductions. Maybe some of you know, most of you don't. These small words are usually turned into voiced sounds. So this S turns into a Z. But what we do is in a reduction, we remove the vowel completely. I already did 3 or 4 live streams about reductions. So if you want to know more about reductions, go back, find the live streams on reductions. But when we pronounce this in normal conversation, it just sounds like this. Was. Right? Look at my lips. I'm not saying was. I'm just making some vibration in the body. Was. Yes, I'm using my lips a little bit, but not like not like that. Okay? Then we turn going to into just gonna. Listen, gonna. Listen to how the stream of energy just keeps moving forward, never stops. Gonna. All right, don't listen to the consonants. I'm sure most of you are listening to the G and the N going gonna. Why do I know that? Because I've heard it hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of times from working with non-native speakers. Don't listen to the consonants. Listen to the vibration. Even here, when we're doing these consonants, it's not consonant sounds that you're actually hearing. You're just hearing this vibration. So listen like a pro. Don't stare at the word. I know I have the words here. It's a trap. Don't stare at the words. Listen to the vibration coming through and listen to the shape, the up and down and the short and long. Just listen. Don't repeat yet. Was gonna. Listen how the is just vibration and it's standing out way more than ga. It's not a perfect G. Listen. Was gonna. You try it. Imitate what you hear here. Listen to this sound, this energy, and imitate it. Was gonna. Okay, so now that you know how to pronounce this, right, we can start putting it into different forms and use this to communicate. Okay, so look, all of these pronouns, these are also function words. You don't need to pronounce these at all with clarity. Again, they're just small and in the body. Listen to this. It's not I was. That's probably what you guys are doing. I was. Bring the energy up first. Talk to me right here. Make it musical. I was gonna. You hear the musicality? I was gonna what? Well, I was gonna call. We just worked on basically the same vowel here. Look, so watch this. I was gonna call. What did you hear more? All or ka? Listen, I was gonna call. Repeat it. I was gonna call. She was gonna. Listen to the vibration. Oh, sorry, he was gonna. He was gonna. I'm not saying it fast. It's just short. This is what you guys think you hear when you guys say native speakers speak fast. It's not fast. It's just short. Listen. He was gonna. Okay, and the most important part, go. We're gonna keep that musicality going and going all the way up. Listen to this. Repeat. Listen to this sound right here. Repeat it after me. Just imitate what you hear here. He was gonna go. He was gonna go. He was gonna go. She was gonna leave. Don't get caught up by the L. You guys run the same play. Do it the same way every time. Just because you see different letters there doesn't mean do it differently. Don't say left, 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 left. You don't hear the L sound like that when I say it. Listen. She was gonna leave. Imitate what you hear, not what you see. This is what you hear. She was gonna leave. She was gonna leave. We were, not we were, not we we're, nothing like that. Just this vibration. We were. We were gonna, I don't know. We were gonna, what were we gonna do? We were gonna look. Maybe we didn't, but we were gonna look. Listen to what you hear. You don't hear every letter. It's not we were gonna look. We were gonna look. It's we were gonna look. This vibration, this melody. You try it. We were gonna look. We were gonna look. All right. This spelling here, I didn't mention this, but this is how people write it when they write gonna. This is how it sounds. Right? This is the correct version. This is how it sounds when you actually listen. If you're texting people, this is how they pronounce. This is how they write gonna. So anytime you see this, it means going. It means going to. All right. They were gonna what? What were they gonna do? They were gonna fight. All right. Listen to the same thing. The musicality, the melody. They were gonna fight. You hear how much musicality I put? They were gonna fight. I'm not pronouncing any of this clearly. Listen, they were gonna fight. They were gonna fight. Now, questions. We can make it a question. Was he gonna try? You see how the pitch goes up at the end because it's yes or no. Follow the pitch. Follow the journey of the vibration, the melody that I'm creating. Was he gonna try? Was she gonna do it? Was she gonna do it? Was she? You hear that? Was she gonna do it? Was she gonna do it? What were you gonna what? Were you gonna? I'll just use the same words. Were you gonna hear that? Were listen how short it is. Were you? It's not fast. Were you gonna go? Were you gonna go? Okay, and then we got the negative. Say, I wasn't. Hear the vibration? No, I wasn't. Listen, follow this. I told you guys, it's the same thing every time. I wasn't gonna go. I wasn't gonna go. Imitate this. I wasn't gonna go. That's what our ears are focused on. That's how we understand. That's how you should start listening to the language. Listen. He wasn't gonna go. He wasn't gonna go. We weren't gonna go. We weren't gonna go. So, guys, that's how you use the phrase going to in the past. You should only pronounce it like this. You should only be listening to the language with the vibration, the melody, the shape of the vibration. So all you people that are asking me about a placement class, this is a placement class. Because guess what? Everything is placement. There's nothing about American pronunciation that we can study without talking about placement. So, any final questions about this before we move on to accent analysis? Any phrases you want me to cover, drop them in the chat or later in the replay. Who are we gonna analyze this week? Today. This is what I mean. This week. This is the third. I think this is the third live this week, so we're rolling. We got some momentum. Who's it gonna be? It's a Spanish speaker. Castellano Spanish, I think. I think this is the president of Spain? You guys also have a king, right? You guys have king in Spain. I doubt the king of Spain gets caught speaking English on video. That's funny. All right, well, let's check it out. Who is it? Pedro Sánchez. That is a very stereotypical sounding Spanish name. To me, being from North America, it sounds more Mexican, but I'm not very familiar with Spain and the Spanish from Spain. So let's check it out. What do we know about Pedro Sánchez? Let's be a little bit nosy here and do some research on him. We'll go to Google. Pedro Sánchez, presidente de gobierno de España. Okay, he's the president. He's a younger, healthy looking guy. How old is this dude? He is 54. Okay. So compared to the last two presidents of the USA, he's a baby. Let's look at these preguntas. I always like the questions. When will he leave? He's going to be a president until 2027. How much time is left? We just answered that. What has happened? What happened today? What, he went to Navaluenga. What's that? I don't even know what this is talking about. He announced what? Something about help for fires. Oh, there's some kind of fire going on in Spain right now. Okay, what titles does he have? He's licensed economics, University Maria Cristina de El Escorial. I don't know. He hasn't done. Okay, he's an economist. What is this? ¿De qué se acusa de Begoña Gómez? Confirmó que sería juzgado por tráfico de influencias y malversación. What is that? Like what? Bad investment, like illegal investment or something? Malversación de fondos. Okay. All right. Whatever. This is just endless. How old are his daughters? 21 and 19. All right, let's jump into this. Let's see how our boy's Spanish is. What do you guys think? It's gonna be heavy accent, medium, light accent. What are we gonna find here? All right, so here's a disclaimer. You guys, I am not saying that he must change his pronunciation, that he has to do what I'm saying, or that it's not okay to have an accent. What I'm doing here is just going through listening and finding parts that I think that sound less easy to understand for an American listener, right? And most likely because he's doing something that's similar to what happens in his native language and not in English. So let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I could stand here and speak about.
I could stand here, right? I could stand here, or I could, right? The word could is a function word. So if you're, the thing with content words and function words, you have to commit 100%. So it's not like that it's impossible to make it big. He said, I could stand here, but you said much more attention. I could stand here, or I could stand here. But he's in the middle. He's in no man's land, right? It's not obvious if it's function or content.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I could stand here and
right. I could stand here. You hear there's no rhythmic contrast. I could stand here. I could stand here, right? Like that.
Speak about the outstanding performance of.
Okay. All right. I can tell he's not easy to understand. First of all, listen, how does he say outstanding? Listen.
The outstanding performance.
Outstanding. So, right, he needs to make out small. This is a case where the vowel, it exists, but it's unstressed. He needs to put all the pitch in standing. Listen to me. Outstanding. He's saying outstanding. I'm saying outstanding. And let's listen to how he says performance.
The outstanding performance of the.
Okay, performance. So again, he's putting way too much attention on the unstressed part. I say he says performance. I said performance. Right? You have to make that super obvious separation between the stressed and unstressed part. Otherwise, right, like that's why I said, just from listening to this, I can tell he's hard to understand because he's making all his syllables sound exactly the same or almost exactly the same, which probably makes his Spanish sound good, but not his English.
Spanish economy and all the investment opportunities.
Well, okay, this was our sound of the day, opportunities. It's secondary stress, but let's see. Does he go like this? Let's watch him. Does he go or does he go up? Which one is it?
The outstanding performance of the Spanish economy and all the investment opportunities.
Yeah, investment opportunities. What's it? Opera, right? This is the sound we just covered at the beginning of the live. Opportunities like that.
600,000 jobs last year.
Jobs, right? Same. That's why I wanted to do this vowel. Because, again, look, it's the same vowel that we covered, like father, and we'll say jobs, but look what he says.
600,000 jobs last.
600,000 jobs. So I was telling you guys, that sound does not exist in English. So instead of jobs, if you want to sound clear and natural, it's jobs. We just went over that. Spent 25 minutes on that sound today.
Yes, you probably expect.
There you go. Look, now we cannot unhear it. This vowel is everywhere. He did the exact same thing. He said you probably instead of you probably.
Yes, you probably expect me to sing the praises of an economy.
An economy or an economy, right? So there was two of those vowels right there. I'm not sure if my ears are even going to allow me to listen to anything else because this is just standing out. We spent so much time on it earlier. It's just blasted into my ears, the sound or this maluso. I'm speaking Spanglish. Maluso.
That has constantly ranked.
There you go. There's another one. Like we can't even listen for more than 2 seconds without finding more and more. He said constantly instead of constantly. Constantly instead of constantly. Like father.
That has constantly ranked.
That's constantly. All right, Pedro, let's step it up, bro.
Go together.
We just went over this phrase chunk. I think was it last night or I don't know. Don't say go to. Never say go to. Don't do it. Say go to, right? This time the to is linked with the together, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Don't say go together. Say go to. Anytime you have the word go and to next to it, say go to. You guys say it with me right now. I don't ever want you guys to come to my class. If you see my videos, don't come to my class saying go to. Say it right now. Go to. Say it 3 times. Go to. All right, got it? Phrase chunk. Say it like that every time. You boost up your English.
Not fences. It looks to the future, not to the past.
All right, to the future, not to the. Use the schwa. To the future, to the future. To the past, to the past. Use the schwa. Stop saying to. Everything is not to.
I have been Prime Minister of Spain for almost 8 years. And throughout this time, I have defended the same vision of the world.
All right, let's look at something else here. This guy says defended. Look how I say it. Look at this is what I mean about contrast. Look what I'm saying. Defend. Listen how small with a schwa. And then defended. This is the rhythmic contrast that Spanish speakers struggle with so much.
I have been Prime Minister of Spain for almost 8 years. And throughout this time, I have defended the same.
He just said defended. It said defended. Listen to the difference. It obviously sounds different, but because you guys don't listen to the language, past what you see written, you guys don't actually listen. You guys listen to hear what you see. You don't listen to hear what's said. That's the best way to put it. Let me say it again. Most non-native speakers listen to English to hear what they see written or what they remember the word looking like. But that is not how you get better with listening and speaking. You have to listen to what is actually being said, because what is being said is not on that paper. It's not written down. Let's see how he says digital.
Also in the digital world.
Digital, right? I like how he did the flap T. He didn't use the true T and say digital or digital, right? But
also in the digital world.
Digital world. He did use regular T. But look at how much attention he put on that unstressed syllable. Digital, right? This is one of our syllabic consonants. Those unstressed syllables that finish with L, gonna eliminate the vowel. So instead of digital, dal, whereas all that attention on the final syllable, eliminate the vowel, keep your voice moving forward. Digital, 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 so that it's obviously unstressed.
Competition without rules.
All right, there was another one. This is the vowel of the day. I'm so glad we went over this, because this guy, I don't think he has any idea how to pronounce this vowel. If you guys want to see the whole lesson, we did 25-minute lesson on it. Oz and father. Look at this. Competition. Look at how he says it.
Competition without
competition. Compa. Totally different sounds.
Social media has become
social. Right? Again, he needs to eliminate that vowel. Just say social.
Become a failed state, a place where laws are ignored and crime is endured.
Man, that's not true. What is he talking about? Dude, people get in trouble all the time for doing illegal stuff on social media. Your boy's tripping.
Just last week, the owner of X.
All right, so here, he's gonna go in on. Oh, okay. So, all right. So whatever. We're not gonna get political about this, but all right. Look, the word "just," he has to commit. Is it important or not? He's in the middle. He can say "just last week" or "just last week." Just. This is the most common form. Just. Make it a reduction. Just last week. Just. Listen to the vibration. I'm not saying just. I'm saying just last week.
Just last week.
Wait, just last week. Just last week. Just last week. Just last week. Like that. I don't want to hear him complaining about Elon.
Meanwhile, Instagram has been accused of spying on millions of Android users around the world.
What's new, bro? Come on, man. This guy, you just started using the internet, man. Come on, we're all being spied on. All the companies collecting our data, making a big announcement to the Saudis about this. Come on, look, all the Saudis look bored too. Everybody's like bored. We know, bro. Pedro, we know, dude. Let's see how he pronounces option.
Still an option.
An option. Yeah, you can't see his face, but didn't get the same openness.
I know that it won't be easy. social media companies are wealthier and more powerful than many nations, including mine.
More powerful than, okay, here's another function word, right? He's over pronouncing it. Not a lot, but listen how he says powerful than instead of powerful than, just removing that vowel sound altogether.
I know that it won't be easy. Social media companies are wealthier and more powerful than many nations.
Than instead of then. Also, listen to how he says companies.
I know that it won't be easy. Social media companies are
companies. Because, okay, why is he doing that? Because he's putting so much attention on the P, saying pa. So it's, when you do, yes, that's why it's so important not to make these super perfect consonant sounds, because when you create that perfect P, that explosion, companies, it's impossible to make it small, because the only way that sound exists is if you create this huge burst of energy. Companies instead of companies. Here's the difference. Companies or companies, where I'm giving you all the information down here by vibration and resonance, and that P is soft. You guys have to change the way you hear the consonant sounds. Listen, companies or companies, like that.
Next week, my government will implement the following actions.
All right, there's another one of our vowels. Following.
Next week, my government will implement the following action.
I mean, Spanish speakers tend not to open their mouth at all. You see, you said the following, said the following. That was the sound we covered today. Here's another one, I bet. Offense or offense. Sorry, this is probably offense.
Offense.
Okay.
This information doesn't appear by itself.
Okay, you hear that? Information. So again, he is just pronouncing. I mean, it almost sounds like he's never heard a native speaker talk. I mean, it's just, I know it's hard. You guys, I've been through it too. I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit too judgmental, but he's pronouncing every single word exactly like it's spelled. Look how he says information. Listen to how I say it. Information.
Offense. This information,
or information, right? He's putting all that attention on giving it pitch, making it stand out instead of tucking it away. So that in and a, information, stand out more.
Quantify and expose how digital platforms fuel the.
Hear that vowel? Platform. No, there's no vowel, no resonance, just pla and t. Platforms instead of platforms.
Quantify and expose how digital platforms fuel the.
Platforms.
And a moral cost that.
All right, you hear that? Coast. Oh. Again, here's our vowel. Moral cost. Right? He's saying coast. I'm saying cost.
And a moral cost that platforms can no longer afford to ignore. Fourth, Spain will ban access to social media for minors under the age of 16. Platforms will be required to implement effective age verification.
Why though? Don't they? Isn't there tons of social media that is child friendly now? I mean, haven't we moved past that? I've never been to Spain, but you guys seem a little bit behind the times. I'm pretty sure that there's already children's versions of Instagram and everything
on this matter, and we will.
That was good. All right, this is the best I've heard. Matter. Listen how he said that. He kept the vibration. He focused on the vowel sound. He did the flap T. He made it musical. This was a good job.
On this matter.
Good job, Pedro. Keep it up, man. Let's see if you can continue it. We're almost done here.
Of course, we are well aware.
All right, we are. You guys shouldn't say we are. You guys shouldn't say the verb to be. It's not, unless you're emphasizing we are, right? Even when you make the contraction, you guys probably say we're. Just say we're. Of course, we're. Vibration out here. We're well aware of, right? Listen what he says. We are well aware of.
Of course, we are well aware.
It just destroys the rhythm. It destroys the melody. We are well aware. So we're well aware of. Like it just, the more you add, the less, yeah, the more perfect delivery you add, the less clear it actually is for a native speaker's ear.
Of social media platforms. A coalition that will hold its first meeting in the coming days and will advance coordinated actions at a multinational scale of social media platforms.
This is how he says coming. He's like, oh, okay, he's like coming.
A coalition that will hold its first meeting in the coming days.
The coming days, the coming, so the coming, the coming, the coming. And then listen how he says multinational. He puts a lot of identity on that unstressed syllabic L. Listen how I say it. Multinational. No, 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 no. Listen how he says it.
Will advance coordinated actions at a multinational scale.
Multinational. Multinational. Okay. He said, talking about getting into Palestine and stuff. What is this? Come on, man. What is this? Guess he's the president. It's going to be political, whatever.
2 failures. A digital space without...
Digital. This is one that a lot of you people that take my classes, you guys are programmers, project managers. You guys say the same thing. You say digital. Like it's digital.
2 failures. A digital space without responsibility.
Okay, there was our vowel again. Responsibility or responsa. He said responsa. I said responsibility.
2 failures. A digital space without responsibility weakening us from within.
Us almost sounds like ass almost, like, because look, he said, listen, just listen.
2 failures. A digital space without responsibility weakening us from...
Weakening us. All right, you hear there's no connection, there's no vibration there in that. So we know now he's moved away from anything that sounds familiar to American ears, and he's producing sounds from here. It's like us instead of us, where the information is all coming from down here. All right, 2 more, and then we'll call it.
Because moments
because. See, this is and because. Because. He's saying, how do you say it?
Because.
So the way he started be, it's not obvious. Is this stressed, unstressed? Where are we? But if he comes, this is but. Now it's obvious. And now instead of saying cause, like it's written, he can just say because, like that. All right. 1 more
to come. So let's rise to the task. Let's choose governance over resignation, cooperation over fragmentation, responsibility over silence. Let's return social media to the promised land.
He actually finished kind of strong. I wonder if he really worked on the end of it.
Responsibility over silence. Let's return social media to the promised land that it...
Promise. That's the same vowel we worked on. All right, so there you guys go. That's your boy, Pedro. Got the link down there for the interview if you want to go check it out. And don't forget, guys, if you want me to do accent analysis on a particular person, you can send it the link or the name there in the chat or in the comment section. If you want me to analyze your pronunciation on one of these live shows, you can scan that QR code. And then also support the channel, guys. You guys are all watching these lessons, right? You guys always have your requests. You guys always want me to talk about this and that, right? I understand that, the economy's hard, everything like that, but right, a couple bucks for a free lesson is definitely worth it, especially if it's something that helps you move forward for the rest of your life. And then also don't forget, if you guys want to have live personalized feedback, come to my website, boostupenglish.com. Click the live or click the quick accent check. I'll jump in a live call with you, just like we did here, and I'll listen to you live. It's that link right there. And you'll be surprised. I can pick up so much in just a couple of minutes listening to you. And based on whatever your goal is, I'll let you know exactly what you should start focusing on, and I'll send you the materials to start doing it right away. So, guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you guys learned something. And we will see each other in the next live. So now that you guys know about this ah sound, you just boosted